If you've been looking for a way to have recurring income in your business or in your life, a subscription product might be right for you. And today I'm going to show you how to start a successful subscription business or product. This can either be as an add-on to your existing business or as a blueprint for starting your new business. Hi, I'm May, and I've been running my handmade jewelry business for 14 years now, and a very strong component of my business is a subscription-based model product. About 50% of my sales comes from my subscription product. I sell handmade polymer clay food-scented jewelry, and I also sell these as a subscription called my Necklace of the Month Club. So what is a subscription or a club or a membership? These are all just names for making a sale on an ongoing or recurring basis. I'll talk about all of the different options coming up, but the main kernel is that a person makes one commitment to purchase from you and they will receive a product or service on an ongoing and regularly scheduled basis. These are really great things to have as a part of your business because, as you know, the hardest part of making a sale is getting that customer to make the decision and click the buy button. And so the more you can remove that barrier and set up a process so that the purchase is happening in an ongoing way, the easier it is for you to make a sale. A subscription stops when the person unsubscribes. I don't think I need to tell you why you would want to have a subscription product, but it is a lot of extra work, so that's a downside. But making ongoing recurring sales that you can count on from month to month is amazing, right? Not only does it increase your overall sales, but it also adds a layer of reliability to your business. So when your subscription component of your business becomes strong, you can then start to know and expect that you have X amount of money coming in per month. And it can really revolutionize the way that you look at your balance sheet because as handmade businesses, we all have crazy ups and downs. I call that the roller coaster of being self-employed. You know, holiday time, we make loads of sales, maybe another month, we hardly make any. And a subscription business is a way to regularize these sales. How do you know you're ready to start a subscription business or a subscription-based product? Well, first, your business needs to be consistently creating product. You would need to create and deliver a product on a schedule. A subscription means you're promising a person that you're shipping their product out as scheduled, and it's going to happen month after month. So you need to make sure that you're able to consistently create product and meet demand. Second, do you have a customer base that would benefit from this product? So this can take one of three forms. You may have customers that are constantly reordering from you. If they're placing regular orders from you, that's a signal that you have a customer base that would benefit from some kind of automated recurring service or automate it for them. Or you may have some customers who are always wanting something new from you, for example, with yarn or DIYers or with fabric makers. Third, and this is primarily where I fall under with my subscription, is if your shop has a ton of different designs and it's something that people naturally want to collect over time, but they can't decide what design to buy first. So joining my club is an easy solution to that. If you think you have a small segment of your customer base that would benefit from an ongoing purchasing arrangement, then this could be right for you. The third big pillar I think is important to know that you're ready to start a subscription-based business or product is that you're prepared to manage the infrastructure in terms of the technology and the inventory. So I'm going to talk a bit more about these details as we go, but you do not want to have a Wix website or like a spreadsheet that you're filling in manually line by line when a payment comes in. And if you're putting stamps on envelopes for postage, that system will work for the first 5 or 10 customers, but it will quickly drive you nuts. So you want to be prepared to invest in a little bit of infrastructure. If you're making a lot of sales already, this is possibly infrastructure you already have. Because of the ongoing nature of this kind of model, you would like to be able to automate your sales and fulfillment to some degree. And because a subscription product or business is more complex, I don't really recommend it to people who've never run a business before or if you're just getting started. Getting subscribers is also going to be a lot easier for you if you've already got a customer base, but it doesn't have to be a big one. Now, what does a subscription product look like here? There are two kinds of subscription products. The first is what I like to think of as a refill subscription, and two, a novel subscription. So what are refill subscriptions? These are things that you would subscribe to because you're going through them and reusing them on a regular basis. So this is what Amazon does when it says, would you like to subscribe and save on like cereal or razors? This is with Dollar Shave Club, right? Would you like razors delivered to your door every month? For decades, cosmetic companies have been working like this. You use a certain amount of moisturizer, you use it up and you need to reorder it every 2 months. Or like with contact lenses, or soap, or lotion. So if you have a handmade business that falls into this category of people using your products in a very regular way, then a refill type of product subscription might be right for you. So things like food, makeup, self-care, even clothing, you can picture socks or underwear being under this model, right? Things that get used and where the purchases are at a predictable schedule. That's in contrast to what I'll call the novel subscription. So a novel kind of subscription is people who are looking for something new and interesting and they want it delivered to their door. So with my club, I'll send you a new surprise necklace every month to your doorstep. It's always a different design and people love it. Stitch Fix with the clothing subscription is very similar, right? They send you a box of clothing every month. Yarn clubs, so if you knit or crochet, you'll know that these clubs have been around for a while, where a yarn dyer will send you a new skein of yarn every month in a completely new color. Quilt block of the month clubs, crafting supplies. I've even seen artists who send out book chapters. And I guess the oldest example might even be book clubs, right? Where you used to get sent by mail a new book. Netflix was like this with movies in the olden days when they used to ship you a new DVD. So there's loads of options for novel type subscriptions. And this is where I think most of you will be. In terms of what you'll actually be selling, this is where brainstorming comes in. You'll have to push yourself to think honestly about what your customers want on a recurring basis and which products you could offer to make this work. Now let me talk about another decision point you have to make in the structure of your clubs. So there are two options for how you're going to offer the subscriptions. One is a sequential subscription and the other is a monthly subscription. The difference is a sequential subscription is everyone receives the same thing on the first month that they sign up. So I may sign up in January, you may sign up in March. Our first shipment, let's call it box 1, right? So we're getting it in different timelines. I'll get my box 1 in January, I'll get box 2 in February, I'll get box 3 in March. When you're getting box 1 because that was your first month. So this is the sequential subscription system. You can see how long it took me to explain it, and no doubt it will also similarly require the same amount of explaining to your customers. So that's a disadvantage, but this is how I do it now. A monthly subscription system is what you'll see most often out there with other big subscription businesses. How it works is, in March, everyone receives the March box. And then in April, everyone will receive the April box. So I can sign up in January and you sign up in March, I will receive the January box, and you signing up in March will never be able to get the January box because you missed it. I used to do it this way, but it was a nightmare for me, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So let's talk about the pros and cons of these options. Let's start with the sequential subscription. This is the option where everyone starts on box 1 regardless of when they signed up. It is a little complicated to explain to customers, and it also requires careful management of your inventory. So let's say you're offering a year-long subscription to people. There will be months where you're mailing out 12 different kinds of boxes to different people. So say for example, there's the person who signed up in February, there's the person who signed up in March, and they're all on their own different timelines. So for sure, you need more than anything else, your systems under control and your technology in place to know what to send to whom. In terms of inventory, you also have to make sure that the products for all of your different months of boxes are in stock. And that has pros and cons. The advantage to that is you can order or make 500 of whatever design you put in box 3 and sort of always have it in stock and available. But you're also locking up that inventory. So this will just differ for everyone in their different businesses. I use this system and it works for me because the necklaces I'm offering in my club are necklaces that we already sell on our site. So these aren't exclusive new designs. We already have the inventory for them. One thing I really like about the system, and this is how my necklace subscription works, is it allows you to develop a complete line over the course of the year or multiple years. You get to control the entire experience. So for example, I've seen a company that has kits for kids, and in the first month, everyone gets a backpack, right? And then in the second month, they get X, and then Y, and then Z. And so, because everyone gets box 1 when they sign up, you can create in some sense a better experience over the course of the year because your first package can be this amazing intro kind of thing. So everyone's starting off on the same foot. Being able to make that experience the best it can be prevents people from unsubscribing. So you're getting people to stay on for longer in your subscription, which when you get into this business, you'll learn that is the most important thing aside from getting new customers to join. And you are also in some sense better able to control your costs and price over the full system. So say for example, month 6, you've identified as being a month where people tend to quit the club or the subscription. You can then strategize and send everyone this really, really cool product to keep them excited throughout the months, and that discourages people from leaving your subscription. And you know that everyone gets this bonus or really cool product. No one is going to miss out on it. This is the total opposite for the monthly subscription system, where if you send out a really cool product in April, some people will miss it if they sign up in May, and that can cause a bit of friction with your customers. So that's how the sequential system works. The advantage is that you don't need to constantly keep developing new product, which was what I needed because, as you'll see, this is a big disadvantage for the monthly subscription. So the monthly subscription kind of shipment has different advantages. One huge advantage is that there is a community aspect that you cannot get with a sequential subscription. You can use the monthly shipment as a way to generate lots of community engagement and interaction. So if everyone gets sent the same yarn in March and we all knit the same pattern, you can set up a Facebook group and you can ask people to show you what they got. You can have events and you can create all kinds of excitement around this month's shipment. Whereas with the sequential subscription, if people are getting different boxes every month, that just doesn't work. Everyone gets really excited about what's shipped out this month, which actually helps a lot with your marketing because when people are excited, people will share and post and talk about your shop. So what about that FOMO, the fear of missing out from people who weren't a part of your subscription when you sent out a really cool product that month? There is a workaround for that. Some people make available after, say, 3 or 6 months, the products from previous month's subscriptions. And they make that available for sale on your site. You don't have to be a subscriber to the club to buy those products. So you can always do that as a way to create separate product listings for people who missed out, but you don't want to get rid of the exclusivity factor that you've created with your subscription. So there is usually some kind of wait time, and I also recommend that you price those products that you release later at a higher price point than what you would pay if you were in the subscription. One of the biggest downside to the monthly subscription system is the need for continuous supply sourcing and designing, which can be difficult and for me led to serious burnout after a year of being on this hamster wheel. It wasn't for me, especially since it usually takes me a long time, like it takes me 2 to 3 weeks to make a new necklace design. The upside to that is if you know you have X number of subscribers, you can order just X number of supplies for that thing, and you don't need to constantly keep these items in stock like you would do for the sequential system. This way is also a tad easier on customer service. Now let's talk over the technology. I'm going to go through this briefly because I do have some other videos that talk about which website platform is best for you. So you want to have a powerful website that has access to the technology for handling subscriptions. Now, I'm already a huge fan of automation, but automation and the power of it and the value of it applies here even more so because if your subscription is a success, more people are going to be signing up and they're going to be staying on. So you want to make sure that this system that you have is seamless and smooth for everyone. For example, a really quick and easy way to get a subscription product started is with using the PayPal subscription feature, where you create PayPal buttons that are set up to charge the customer on a recurring basis. And then PayPal gives you HTML code that you can then take and put onto your website. Super simple, but you're going to have to do a lot of other things manually. And that's fine when you're just starting small, but as I said, as you grow, it becomes a huge pain. And switching off of using those PayPal buttons is also a different kind of pain. And if you can, I also really encourage you, whether you're a Shopify or WooCommerce user, to get an app that connects your website with your shipping system. You want this integration to be as smooth as silk, because you're already going to be dealing with the ordinary struggles of running your business, plus the inventory struggles of getting the subscriptions rolling on time and these hard deadlines. And you don't want that your website or the payments to be a problem for you, right? Another way for me to explain why it's so important to start with the right systems is if your system had some leaky holes and problems when you've got 10 subscribers. While it may not be any trouble to you to manually handle and fix those problems for just 10 subscribers, those problems will be magnified when you're dealing with 50 subscribers or 100 subscribers. And it's very, very difficult to change systems later on. So I really encourage you to spend more time and effort in the beginning to get your technology under control. In terms of pricing, keep in mind that as you sell these items to more people and as you're ordering in larger quantities, you will be able to get price reductions from your suppliers that you can pass on to your customers. So for pricing, you could actually charge a lower price point because your costs are lower and you want to make it a no-brainer for customers to join your subscription over buying your products a la carte, right? Now, when it comes to your marketing, subscriptions make your marketing job so much easier because you're doing the marketing work to turn a visitor into a customer once, and then they bring you recurring sales for months. You're going to get a much better return on investment for all of your marketing work. So, for example, I might pay $15 worth of marketing effort, whether that's social media posting or email marketing or paid ads, to make a $40 sale. With a subscription product, I know anyone who joins ends up staying for a few months, and then they usually spend a total of like $100. And I've only spent $15 to make that sale. So you can see how it's more profitable, right? So make sure you put on your marketing A game here. This may even be the time that you want to start working on paid ads, because like I said, the return on investment is going to be so much higher with the marketing that you're doing. I have an entire Facebook ads training for handmade sellers in my A Sale a Day business system program if that's something you're interested in. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions for me, because I know it's so hard to put everything I know and all the details into one 15 to 20 minute YouTube video because there's just so much more to it. Be sure to stay on to watch the next video on the screen for more handmade business tips.